equity derivative trader in a Tier 1 investment bank in Hong Kong. And he has started his own company, Essence Educational Company Limited. And in this seminar, he will talk about his own experience in trading and some transferable strategies that you may apply in your trading and your career. So after the session, feel free to raise more questions to Mr. Lee. Yeah, so we now hand over the time to Mr. Lee. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. So today the topic is about how to beat the market and how to build up your shining career path, hopefully. So today I'm going to actually talk stories about myself. And from these stories, gradually I'm going to show you the principles that you can apply in trading, in investment, in starting a business, whatever activities that requires risk-taking. So basically risk-taking principles. And secondly, I'm going to draw some conclusions from my personal experience. Hopefully these conclusions can help you to build up your own career path. So let's begin. So probably I will start from my own story. When I was, so we'll go back a little bit longer. So when I was very young, so my objective, that time, one thing I really feared was the death of my parents at a very young age. So at that time, so my objective was to create some medicine that can prolong human beings' life. That was my objective at that time. So really until when I reached the high school, then I realized, everything that has a start will have an end. So for all of us, death will be the destiny for all of us. So therefore, rather than having a very long life, actually having, a happy life is much more important. So that's something I would like to give to my parents, happy life. So for me, I personally think the foundation of happy life is freedom. So you basically can do whatever you want, and that's the basis. And the basic and the necessary condition of freedom for me is financial freedom. So you have the financial resources. Basically, what's financial freedom? So basically, you don't need to work, but you have sufficient cash flow to sustain your desired lifestyle. So that's my goal. That's something I want to reach when I was in high school. So then that's why afterwards I studied business. Although I really like mathematics, but I still choose business as my major. So after studying business, I think there's actually to achieve the goal of financial freedom. So basically there are only two ways for you to go. One way is actually to start a business. The other way is to do investment. So that's why I want to study business. After studying business, I want to study to get my MBA degree in ESSEC Business School in Paris and the University of Chicago in the US. So the reason I want there is also because I want to have a chance to go to the best companies in the world, to see really how things are managed, how things are operated from very top level to the very bottom level. So in between, I had a chance to work for a company called Amgen. It's the biggest biopharmaceutical company in the world, where I was working for the CEO of South Europe. So I had a chance to really see how the budget is made from very top to very bottom, how a deal is done by ourselves. So then, during this process, I find something which is crucial to reach financial freedom. No matter you are starting a business or you are doing investment, right? So basically, you will inevitably take risk. So what kind of risk you can take and what kind of risk you should avoid? That's a crucial question. Then I think it's time for me to study how to take risk and what are the principles of the risk. And therefore, I wanted to become a trader. Because as a trader, I'm basically taking risk every day. Right? I can long Nikkei $20 million a day, short HSI $20 million at the same time, for instance. So I would have the chance to learn how to take risk on a daily basis. And that's why afterwards I spent a lot of time studying courses on finance. Some advanced ones, I studied stochastic calculus by myself. I studied all of these advanced courses like fixed income, asset pricing. And finally, I became a trader roughly 6 years ago. So I've been with this bank for 6 years now. So there is one conclusion I would like to draw from this experience. So to build up your career path, I personally think is the most important thing for you to do is to set up your long-term objective. Really follow your heart. Do the things really you want, right? Only after you set up your long-term objective, then you can actually know what to choose and what to give up. Like my case, I like mathematics, but I want to study business because that's what I want to achieve. So this is something very important. Later on, I will show you. I personally believe you get what you want, okay, in your life. You get what you want. Like my parents, they told me when I was young that we can't afford that big house. And actually, they achieved what they want. They couldn't afford that big house. For me, it's very important to ask another question: how to buy that big house? So from there, your view, your thinking of the world starts to be different. So later on, I'm going to show you concretely how I believe in the procedure to achieve your goals. Now, I become a trader in the company. So the second suggestion I give to you today is never underestimate your enemy. So whenever you get into do something new, whatever it is, starting a business or you become a trader, so never underestimate the hardships you are going to face. So actually, I can tell you, it's not an easy job to become a trader. So think about it. Once you join the company as a trader, the first thing you will probably meet is you will have to take all these legal requirements like paper 1 in order to be legally able to trade. And compliance will give you a lot of training materials, right? You have to finish all these training materials in order to know what you can do, what you can't. And furthermore, then you have to be familiar with the product that you are going to trade, right? If you trade a derivative, you trade options, you need to know what's implied volatility, what's volatility skew, what's volatility smile, what's the difference, how to make money by trading volatility, what's vol swap, what's bar swap, all these different kind of things. That's the technical part, right? And furthermore, you need to also understand the trading system. So the system where you use to place the orders, right? Sometimes for some specific algorithms you want to trade, probably you have to do programming by yourself as well. So all these are the difficulties you will face. And furthermore, trust me, typically traders are aggressive people. They don't have patience. So they are not very good teachers. So if they teach you once, the second time you still can't understand, so probably this guy will view you as stupid. That's unfortunately the harsh truth of becoming a trader. So the learning environment is pretty bad. And now remember, you haven't started trading yet. Okay, you're not yet trading. So once you start to trade, and trust me, I often say for the newcomers, welcome to the world of wolves, Mr. Sheep. You know what? Sheep get slaughtered. Okay? And because market is a very bad place to learn. Why? Think about it. If you play Go, right now AlphaGo is very popular, right? If you play Go, you will first play with what? With students at your level, right? Amateurs. And then you play better and better, then you become a professional. Level 1, and you play with level 2 until you reach level 9. Then you are entitled to play with AlphaGo, right? That's the procedure. So you step by step, and you become more and more professional. However, if you do investment, right? No matter what you trade options, you trade futures, you trade stocks, or you trade real estate, you will directly compete with professionals, right? People like me. So, as you know, the market is typically a zero-sum game. So, some people will win, means a lot of people will lose. And this is basically the case. So never really underestimate your enemy. So what I suggest people to do, right after you enter a new position, you should actually try your best to prepare, okay? This is not the time for you to shine, this is the time for you to learn. I can tell you, in the first 2 years, I have read roughly more than 30 books about trading. When I say the word read, I mean really study, okay? Investigate and apply some of the theories in the market. I can give you a concrete example. Actually, on my year, I think the company recruited 20 people, 17 sales, and 3 traders. And actually another one, I was in equity derivatives, that guy was in FX derivative. When I was studying the books, he was socializing, right? When I was studying the books, he was talking to his friends, having families visiting him in Hong Kong, this and that. After 1 year, that guy was fired. Basically, his boss said, I have never seen people so stupid like you. So that's the reality I want to show you. Actually, majority of traders will probably get fired within the first 5 years. That's the blunt truth, okay? That's a blunt truth. So you really please don't underestimate the difficulty. Really get yourself prepared. It's not an easy job. So then, the third suggestion I would like to give you today, and which will lead to my main topic today, is actually you need to build up your core competence. Okay, core competence. So what is core competence? Core competence are abilities that can differentiate yourself from the others, and furthermore, this ability is very hard for the others to copy, and therefore you become irreplaceable. Okay, irreplaceable. For sales, what do you think is core competence? Yes? Customer, exactly. So who pays the sales? Is the company pays the sales? The bank pays the sales? No, it's your clients who pays you, right? So if you have the ability to build up trust with people, and you build up a big portfolio of clients who are willing to come with you, then you become irreplaceable, right? You can go to any investment bank, and they will all welcome you. This is a core ability. Then what's core competence for a trader? So basically, there are two ways for a trader to make money. One way is with selling financial products, right? It's just like selling a car. When you manufacture a car, what do you need to do? You need to build up the engine. You need to buy the window, buy the tires. You put them together, then you sell the car, right? You have a cost, and you have sales. You have a sales number, and then you have a profit. It's very similar for derivatives as well, financial products. So basically, we use different approaches. We can dynamically buy or selling the underlying. We can buy the dividend swap. We can trade some options. And finally, we build up a financial product, right? Say the cost for this financial product is 98. Then I sell to you at 100. Then I got 2 margin, okay? This is basically the first way for you to make money. So this way, do you think it's your core competence? No. I can tell you, anyone here, if you are smart enough, of course you have to be smart, huh? Then you come to me, I train you for less than 2 years. I'm pretty sure you will handle this very well, right? It's nothing difficult for producing a financial derivative and hedge it and sell it to the clients and get the margin. This is nothing too difficult. And this is also not your core competence because everyone can get it. What I believe, to become a trader, a successful trader, your competence will be first, you have to learn how to prevent yourself from, you have to learn how to take risk in order to make money, okay? By taking risk to make money. Once you have the ability to take risk and consistently make money, then basically you can go to any investment bank, or you can go to any hedge fund, or you can start your own hedge fund, right? So basically you become irreplaceable. So basically for me, there are 2 things that are critical for this core competence. The first one is you need to have the principles of a risk management. Trust me, a lot of people blow up in this market, right? Some very famous one. You guys know Black-Scholes model, right? Black-Scholes, one of them, they are Nobel Prize winners. They started a hedge fund and they blow up big time. So, it's first thing you need to do is really to ensure that you can survive when you take the risk. So how? This is first core competence. And secondly, is once you can survive, how you can continuously beat the market, right? Generating continuously money by taking risk. This is something I believe is a core competence for a trader. So today, I'm going to share with you my secrets, my understanding on these 2 parts. Okay? The first one is ensure survivorship, is to make sure you don't blow up. Please allow me to quote Art of War, okay, 孙子兵法. So basically, it's the same thing. Because you are fighting a war, you are doing what? You are taking risk. So the principle is the same. So if you're taking risk, it says basically, if you're a very good fighter, so the first thing you need to secure is you must secure your position of undefeatable position. Okay? Then you wait for your enemy to make mistake. Whether you are defeatable is dependent on yourself. But whether you can defeat the enemy is dependent on him, on his mistake. It's the same for trading. let me start with a case study. Okay, this guy is Chen Jiuling. So actually, and his 550 million US dollar losses. Okay, this guy Chen Jiuling was the CEO of China Aviation Oil. So when he became the CEO, the company in 1997, the company was worth roughly 200K US dollar. So very small amount, right? Even today, I have more money than that. So he's doing very well. I don't tell you the details, but as you can see here, at the end, he made successfully the company to be listed in Singapore Stock Exchange, worthy of 1.1 billion US dollar. So basically 5,000 times than the initial. Okay, so he was extremely successful. He was called the most transparent company in Singapore Stock Exchange, and was used as MBA case study in National University of Singapore. And he himself is a new Asian leader, and was the distinguished alumni of Beijing University. So super successful person. And then he entered a trade. Okay, he entered a trade. Now, so probably you can go with me. As you can see here, this is oil future. Okay, this is oil future. This is oil company. So as you can see, from roughly 2000 to 2003, early 2004, the market is trading a range. Agree? So it's trading from roughly 17 US dollar per barrel to roughly 40 US dollar per barrel. Okay, that's the trading range. So what Chen Jiuling did is in 2004. As you can see, the market is approaching this high again. He said, I want to short the oil. You understand what's short, right? So when the market drops, I earn money. That's short. So he wants to short the oil futures at roughly 36. So if you, of course, right now you know it's a bad trade, right? But before you know this side, actually for me, it's a legitimate trade, right? Enter here, what's your assumption? You assume that the range will still hold, right? It's a legitimate trade. So he entered the trade. Then what happens is you can see the oil price went up and he started to lose money. Okay? And there's one thing I need to introduce you. Once you trade future, basically you are using margin account. How many of you here know what is margin account? Okay. Not everyone, okay? So margin account basically is I give you a leverage, okay? Say you have $100, but I let you to trade 1,000, okay? I give you 10 times return. So if you short, when the market drops 1%, you earn money, right? But you are going to earn 10, right? 10%. If your market drops 1%, market goes up 1%, you lose 10. Remember, 1% for your 100 is 1, right? But I allow you to trade 1,000. So if the market goes up 1%, you are going to lose 10. Agreed? So if the market goes up 5%, you are going to lose what? 50. So this is margin account. And there's one very important thing in margin account. When you lose 50, then if I am your counterparty, I'm not happy, right? So what if market raises again? Then I'm going to give you a call. Look, now you have two choices. Either you put more money into my account, I let you to continue this position. Otherwise, I'm going to liquidate your position. This is called margin call. Okay, this is called margin call. So, for Chen Jiuling, for his case, his counterparty is a Japanese company, by the way, it's a Japanese broker. So, as you can see, the market continued to go up, and at this level, roughly 48. So he lost a lot of money. So what Chen Jiuling did, he actually asked the parent company to secretly sell the shares in Singapore Stock Exchange and use the money to answer the margin call because he received the margin call. He received a lot of pressure from the Japanese counterpart. And then afterwards, market drops a little bit, but rallied again. Okay, but rallied again. So when the market was roughly at 55.65, now he received the margin call again. At this time, the parent company decided, okay, we have to cut. Then they cut the loss. And totally, the company, as I said, lost 550 million. Remember, I just told you, this company is listed and worth of 1.1 billion, right? Half is gone. Think about it. Once you market know half is gone, what the price will be? Almost zero, right? So this company almost go bankruptcy. And this guy himself is also sent to prison. because he secretly sells the shares, which is illegal, right? If you're the big shareholder, you have to disclose all your transactions by law. So he was sent to jail for 4 years, okay, for 4 years. So, I have a question for you. Who to blame? One more thing I forgot to tell you. So actually, according to some research, if the parent company only deposits another $50 million into the margin account, okay? Just $50 million, the market actually goes down afterwards. And he will not only not lose money, but also earn a little bit of money, rather than losing $550 million. So question for you, who to blame? Who to blame? Whose fault it is? What do you say? Yeah?
The person who shorted because of too much risk.
Very good. You think it's the person who shorted? Anyone who think we shouldn't use Japanese broker? I hope there's no Japanese here. It's just a joke. Okay? And who do anyone here think that it's a fault of the parent company? You guys, are cowards, right? Just 50 million more, then it's not going to be a losing trade. You think so, right? Okay, no worry, I'm just kidding. So, my answer is, like what you said, I think the principle number one for you, a trader should be responsible for your own action, okay? You blame nobody. If you take a trade, you blow up, it's your own fault. I think this is called responsibility. This is very important, okay? Very important. Because knowing this, take responsibility is the first step for you to analyze, for you to learn, right? Actually, I went to a presentation last year in Southwest University of Finance and Economics in Sichuan in China. So where the students was talking about, youth responsibility. And one of the students was saying that we have to save people in the earthquake, right? We have to save the world. I think these students are flying really too high. I think youth responsibility, the first thing, is if you have a mistake, admit it, okay? Admit it. Don't blame the others. Don't blame the market. Don't blame anyone else. I can tell you a concrete example. Sometimes there was one day I want to short the market. My colleague continuously talking to me. The market is going to rally because of A, B, C, D, E, blah, blah, blah. He said a lot of things. At the end, I didn't go long, but I also didn't go short. The market crashed. Okay, so who should I blame? He? Shut up next time, okay? Don't talk to me. No, I blame myself. Why I didn't follow my plan? Why I didn't follow my strategy? It's my own mistake. It's my own fault. Okay? This is the first thing. And second thing I want to tell you is whenever you take risk, I don't care what you do. You start a business, you fight a war, you become a trader, you do investment. Whenever you take risk, the first thing you need to ensure is your survivorship. Okay, is your survivorship. You have to make sure you are always in the game. Okay, not game over. Not game over. As the art of the war has shown. So one of the mistakes this guy made was actually he played too big. Okay, I will show you why. I will show you why later on. And the second, so therefore he has to sell the company, as you mentioned. Risk management is piece of shit, right? And he was sent to prison, so he was not survived. So concretely, for a trader or hedge fund manager, so what do you mean by survive? Think about it. If you have $100 million to manage, if you lose 10% of it, 10 million, what's the percentage you have to earn in order to break even? That's easy, right? 10 million divided by 90 million, which is roughly 11.1%. Agreed? So if you lose 50 million, you lose half. What's the percentage you have to earn in order to break even? 50, you lost 50, you have 50 left, right? 50 divided by 50, you have to earn 100% to break even. Do you think 100% is very easy to achieve? Trust me, it's very hard, okay? It's very hard. So basically, you blow up. In reality, so the risk is not symmetrical, okay? It's not symmetrical. In reality, if you lose, say, more than 30% of your client's money, so basically you can consider yourself to have already blown up. Okay? Trust me, your clients will queue on your door and take their money out. Okay? This is reality. So this is something you have to ensure, okay? To ensure the survivorship. So basically, for us, how do you control the risk? So whenever you enter a trade, there are basically three things. you have your entry, so where you want to get in, right? Where you want to buy, you want to short. You have your exits, so where you want to get out, either taking profits or cutting loss. And what's the size you want to trade. For me, the secret of a risk management to ensure your survivorship actually lies in exits. Okay? One of them lies in exits. One thing is called initial stop. Initial stop is basically when you enter the trade. Okay? Before you enter the trade, I know when the market moves to that position, I'm wrong. I'm going to cut the loss. I repeat, before you enter the market, okay, you determine a level. If the market goes to that level, then I admit that I'm wrong. Then I cut loss. So, as you can see here from this graph, I just explained to you, the market was trading in a range, right? The whole reason Chen Jiulin shorted the market was what? What's his assumption? The market will continue to trade in this range, agree? So if the market breaks this range, say goes to 40.3, you give it a little room for randomness, right? If the market breaks, then you have to do what? You should admit you are wrong and cut loss. Okay, this is what I mean by initial stop. So, let me quote Lao Tzu, okay? This is what Lao Tzu said. He who thinks he knows, doesn't know. He who knows that he doesn't know, knows. I hope you understand that. So, let me translate. Those people who think they can 100% foresee the future have no clue. Okay? Those people who know they can't 100% foresee the future and therefore get prepared for different kinds of outcomes really know how to deal with reality. Okay? This is what Lao Tzu said. And this is exactly, you need to have initial stop whenever you enter a trade. I don't care what you trade. Can be option, can be future, can be stock, anything. Okay? You need to know when you are wrong. This is my first suggestion. So, if, in this case, if Chen Jiulin actually put a stop order at 40.3, I did the math, at the end he will only lose 120 million. 120 million is a lot of money, yes. But at least he didn't need to secretly sell the shares, right? And he would not be sent to prison, and he would survive, okay? Later on, I will tell you his size is also too big. But please remember this. Whenever you enter trade, please know when you are wrong and be willing, have the discipline to cut loss, okay? Now when I cut loss, I don't even blink my eyes. Boom, cut. Okay, you have to be like that.